Hey, what's up, everybody? I don't even know where to begin, where I'm going to have this rant. I am so sick of racist black people and racist white people, right, with what's going on with all this stuff in the country right now. We literally have an issue about every single thing in this country wrapped around race. And the sad part about it is this. People like George Soros and these other individuals, right, who are trying to make this a socialist/communist country, they play a big role in all of this. The coronavirus is a legitimate virus. Don't get me wrong. It's legitimate. But it's not as serious as they've made it out to be and how they have played it through the media and everything. You know, they've kept businesses literally closed, shut down to drive down what? The economy. There's a war going on right now in this country. And that war, it's not about black people or white people or Asian or Hispanic or anybody else. That's not what this war, that's not the war that I'm talking about. There's a war between Donald Trump and the globalists of the world. Donald Trump was a monkey wrench that was thrown in the system by the people in America who were tired of both the Democratic and the Republican Party not doing anything for him. So he got voted into office and became president. That's how he became president, because people like me and other people were tired of looking at the fact that, you know what, the only thing the Democratic Party is interested in is the Democratic Party. The only thing the Republican Party is interested in is the Republican Party. And we needed a candidate that was going to, finally look out for the American people. But you know what? Donald Trump surprised me and a whole lot of people, because he did more than what my expectations were. The only reason that I voted for Donald Trump was because I thought he would be that monkey wrench to screw the system up. And maybe we could, once it got screwed up, we could take it and put it back together and get some real resolve as a people and get these two entities to look out for the people again. And you know what? He did more than that. And matter of fact, he did so much more. The globalists, right? And these politicians who've made millions upon millions of dollars, right? By selling the country out. They made millions of dollars selling the country out. Sending jobs overseas, industrial, all kinds of jobs. Sent them out the country. And then we got a taste of it. You know when we got a taste of it? We got a taste of it when all of a sudden the virus kicks in and they advertise this big pandemic and everything. And then everybody rushes to the stores. They can't find toilet paper. They can't find peroxide. They can't find alcohol. They can't find paper towels. They can't find masks. They can't find hand sanitizer or anything. And that should have told you right there. That should have told you right there that, you know what? America has lost a lot. A whole lot over the years, where we can't even get basic necessities in our stores. And guess what? That stuff didn't come back to the stores the following week or the following 2 weeks or the following 3 weeks. It took almost a month and a half to be able to go to the store and just get some toilet paper. That's how long it took. And what did it tell you? That jobs left America. Luckily. And then we had to wait on China. Think about it. We had to wait on China to manufacture this stuff to send here to America. And don't you forget, they make software, electronic software in China too. But you think about this, right? Luckily, we weren't at a real war, because if we were, we had to depend on China to send us stuff to do what we got to do here in America. So that should have been a wake-up call right there. But I am sick of these weak-minded, racist black people and racist white people who are feeding into these narratives that they are feeding you about race. Not a soul. Think about it. Not a soul. They talk about all this. Look, don't get me wrong. It's police brutality in America. It's a problem. It's got to be dealt with. But it's not a racial issue. They feed you all this bullshit about police brutality, right? And how it's such an epidemic in the black community. But you can't tell me how many black people were killed by police in the year 2019 in Baltimore City. But I could tell you that 346 black people died in Baltimore City from black on black murder. But you can't give me no numbers on how many police killed black people in Baltimore City. This is crazy. Everything is not about race. And what you see happening in this country right now, it's been planted. This stuff has been planted in the country. This is not something that's new. They know what they're doing. They know how to get weak-minded people to respond to their agenda. You think about it. You got the virus. They're shutting down jobs because of the virus. People have gone out of business, lost their jobs, lost their livelihoods. You know, you got the police brutality issue, the challenging of authority. That's what that is about. It's about the challenging of authority. You got the statues being torn down. You got the American flag being burned. This is the challenge of symbolism. They're trying to break down and tear down every fabric of what made America what it is. America has a beautiful history. America has an ugly history. But this is the land of the free, the home of the brave, and also the home of the slave. And guess what? There's not a place around the world you can't go that at some point in time it was conquered by some man. And this country, of course, was conquered 400 years ago at one point in time. And slavery was introduced. And my people suffered as a result of that. But you know what? We're living in the here and now to today. There's no racism going on in this country except for what you put on yourself. Not no Ku Klux Klan type racism. The real racism that's going on now is the intellectual racism. The inadequate school systems and things of that nature. That's the real racism, but ain't nobody addressing that. We too busy trying to figure out how much money Donald Trump made and what he was taxed. See, ain't nobody interested in the real issues. You see all this money getting thrown around for Black Lives Matter all over the place. They throwing money all over the place. But two places they ain't sending no money. Guess where that is? They ain't sending no money directly into this inadequate educational system that a lot of minorities have to attend in this country. They ain't dealing with that. If you really want to start fixing something and making it right, fix that educational system. Drop money directly into it. But places like here in Baltimore, a Democratic-run city, run predominantly by black people. We got a black mayor. We got a black police commissioner. We got a black state's attorney. We got a black city controller. We got a majority black city council. And guess what? All in federal monies that come to this city to take care of minorities, to rebuild minority communities and stuff like that. All that money, when it gets here, is managed by those leaders I just mentioned. So where's the racism? We even got a school superintendent. She makes $250,000 a year. And when she leaves, guess what? She's going to get another $250,000 golden parachute, just like the rest of them got. And we still going to have failing schools. As long as we keep keeping these administrations that we keep here. And then this is why we see so much ignorance out here. Because the education system is obsolete. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy what people are out here doing now. You're grabbing guns, semi-automatics. You're marching in the other communities. My black people, you marching in other people's communities, making demands on them to give up their property, to give this up, to give that up as reparations. Who are you to grab guns, grab arms, and go to somebody else's community and demand stuff? Who are you? People work hard for what they have, black and white. And when I say black and white, I'm going from one extreme to the other and everything in between. But people work hard for what they got. Nobody owes anybody anything out here. If you feel like you oppressed, it's because the people you following been telling you oppressed and want you to stay oppressed and keep you oppressed because they're in the business of oppression. Man, y'all got to wake up, man. This is ridiculous. We're tearing our communities up. We're tearing our neighborhoods up. We're tearing our businesses up. We're tearing everything up. We even got people getting killed as a result of this nonsense. 5 black kids got killed in New York City. 5. And you know what they wanted to talk about with the president, about the media? They wanted to talk about Confederate flags. 5 kids got killed in New York City. Didn't hear a word out of Black Lives Matter. Seems like the only time Black Lives Matter is concerned about somebody getting killed is when it's a white police and they kill somebody that happen to be black. And it don't even matter what the circumstance is because they're going to set the tone for what the circumstance is. And don't get me wrong again, right? George Floyd was murdered by the police. He was murdered. We witnessed that on TV. We watched across this country that man get murdered on TV. And when he got murdered on TV, guess what? It didn't matter whether you were black, white, or whatever. Everybody was on the same accord. Everybody was hurt and taken aback by that scene that they seen what that police officer did to that man. Everybody and their brother. But you know what? The powers that be, CNN, MSNBC, and all these other media outlets, you know what they did? They racialized it. See, you could tell, the media, journalism is an art. And you know what? They could tell you a story 3 different ways, the same exact story, tell you the truth, but they can tell you 3 different ways to get 3 different desired effects from you. And when they told that story on the news, they racialized it because that's the effect that they wanted to get and they got it. So how did they report it? A white police officer killed an unarmed black man. That's how they reported it. And the fact of the matter is this. It don't matter what color he was. They killed him. It don't matter the color the officer was. He killed him. It was a police brutality issue, not a racial issue. Now we got these people that went to this church, right? This church Bethel, right? And they go in and they just totally disrespect the church. Totally disrespect it. One of the parishioners there, they even though the people, Black Lives Matter, were out there in an uproar and everything, the people totally disrespectful, start putting hands on people and stuff like that at the church, at the congregation. And then they still went a step farther, invited the people inside the church. And once they got inside the church, this is on video what I'm talking about. Once they inside the church, one of the parishioners tell one of the protesters inside the church, Jesus loves you. And he said, and then the person responds, Jesus don't love me. And then one of them say, get the F out my way. What kind of way is that to carry on in anybody's church or any house of worship? Whether you believe in God or don't believe in God, whether you Islam, whether you Christian, or whatever the case may be. What kind of way is that to carry on? And then you show me a video of some of the other actions of some of the other people in that community using the N-word and things like that, which is also wrong. That's wrong too. But that does not give anybody an excuse to go in a house of worship and carry on the way that them people carried on in Black Lives Matter in that church. They still wrong, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm sick of these weak-minded people. These sick-minded racists who don't know they racist. You racist. we got to be more outspoken. Those people who see eye to eye with me, we got to be more outspoken about this. Because, you know, the question is, what kind of society do you want to live in? I hear them running around talking about, I want this to be all black. I want this to be all white. We don't live in that type of society. That's segregation. The very thing that you claim that you fighting for, you advocating. What my man say in the movie The Sixth Sense? I see dead people. And you know the scary part? They don't know they're dead. Well, guess what? I see racist people. And you know the scary part? They don't know they racist. It's got to stop, y'all. It's got to stop. We can do better than this. And this ain't about me. It ain't about you. It's about the country that we're going to have for our kids and our kids' kids. That's what this is about. There's nothing wrong with America. America is going to have people who don't like other people. America is going to have people who prefer Ford over Chevrolet and a Chevrolet over Ford. America is going to have people who are black who don't like white, who don't like black. But at the end of the day, we cannot live in America under mob rule. There's a way to do everything. Just because you walking down the street and you see something that you don't like, it don't give you a right to tear it down, no matter what it is. There's a way to do everything. That's called juvenile behavior. We're adults. We have people who work for us in the legislature. And we are supposed to use those people to work for us. And when they don't work for us, we vote for somebody else, vote them out, and and find somebody else to do it. And then when the majority of people vote for somebody, whether you like them or not, that's your leader. Because this is the process. We live in a republic. Man, I hope you're listening to me out there. I hope you understand. I hope you try to educate yourself on a lot of what's really going on, because there's a lot of evidence out there for you to grab onto and come to the realization and see what's actually going on. Because the optics of what you're seeing is not all correct. There are people behind what's going on right now in our country, and they're trying to destroy the country. We got people standing in lines with masks on, and we're already doing that now like it's normal. They're passing laws that you have to wear a mask outside your house, that you have to wear a mask everywhere you go. The air, I thought it was free. All of a sudden, we required to wear a mask? Come on. Hey, look, I want to thank you for giving me a chance to holler at you again. Give me some feedback on this and tell me what your thoughts are. You guys have a good one. Everybody be safe, and I'm out.